Hey guys, Pete here with another knife review for you today. Things are going to be a little bit different. Unfortunately, this can't be a proper, full-fledged review simply because I don't have a lot of hands-on experience with this knife yet. This is going to be more of a first impression and an overview of the knife. I got this knife several months back and promised you guys an unboxing video and a quick overview then. However, for a number of reasons, that video got kind of botched. It didn't come out all that well, and unfortunately, it never made it out to you guys, so I'm doing this now to make up for that. Let me start you guys off with some specs real quick. As you might be able to tell, this is a Mora knife. It's a companion. These knives are made in Sweden, excellent quality. This particular model is the military green color. The blade length is 4.1 inches long. It is 1095 high carbon steel, and I'll talk about that in a little bit here. It's a Scandi Grind blade, which I'll also have to talk about inevitably. The overall length of the entire knife is 8.6 inches long, and the weight, including that sheath, is 3.9 ounces. Now again, this is more of a first impressions kind of video, so let me tell you basically what you can see here and what I feel. So to start off with the sheath, very comfortable sheath. I've had it on my belt loop before. Fits fine. I have no worries about it coming undone. It really locks in there, no problem, but it's easy to get on and off if you need to. Retention is excellent. The knife is not going anywhere. There is no rattle, none whatsoever. There's no concern about the knife falling out, and it actually takes a good bit of effort to get it out of there, but not so much that it's obnoxious. It does have this little drainage hole at the bottom, which is very important for that high carbon steel blade, which I guess is a good enough segue. So let's talk about the blade a little bit. As I said, it's high carbon steel and it's Scandi Grind. Both of those things are a point of contention for a lot of people. It's a point of debate on all of the forums. Let's start with the steel. So high carbon steel is very good steel. Does a number of things great. It's good for edge retention, I believe, and durability, and it's fairly easy to sharpen. The biggest drawback that everyone will always yell at you for is that it will rust. It is not stainless steel. It is very prone to rusting because of that high carbon content, because of the lack of other anti-rusting elements that are in there. However, it's still a very good steel, and what it comes down to is this. Every steel will rust. That's just a fact of nature. I have seen LMAX rust. I have seen all of the super steels, S30Fe, I don't know if you'd consider that super steel, but all the higher end steels will rust. I've seen the rust tests. If you abuse them, your knife is going to rust regardless. That being said, you should be taking care of all of your knives. You should not be leaving them wet. You should not be leaving them with salt water or any water on the blades. You should always clean and dry. Some knives like this, maybe you want to oil the blade just for a little bit of extra protection, but it's not necessarily necessary. You can get away without doing that so long as you perform basic maintenance. Now that being said, this does require a little bit more attention than your average stainless steel because it will rust a little bit more easily, a little bit quicker, but again, you should be taking proper care of your knives anyway. But that being said, I like the steel. I chose it simply because everything I own is stainless of one form or another, and I wanted to get some experience with a different steel for a change. Now, enough about the steels, let's talk about that Scandi Grind. So what a Scandi Grind means is that, as opposed to a typical knife that you have in pretty much any other country, you have a primary and a secondary bevel. What that means is that to form the cutting edge, it'll come down at one angle and then form another angle a little bit steeper, and that will be your cutting edge. In a Scandi Grind, it's just one angle straight through that apexes to be your cutting edge. Now, again, it's a point of contention for a lot of people, a point of debate. Woodsmen kind of swear by this knife, or at least some do. They say that it's easier to sharpen because it's just one angle. You just put it flat to your stone or your rock or what have you and go to town on it. They also say that it's superior for woodworking, for whittling, for shaving sticks and feather sticks, for fires. Personally, again, don't have a lot of experience with it, but the few cut tests that I've done, it performs excellently against wood. It was razor sharp out of the box. I like it so far. I haven't had enough experience with it to say definitively one way or another which I prefer, but I like it a lot so far. Overall, the blade is excellent. But moving into the handle, that was the first thing that I really noticed. So when I took it out of the box and I grabbed it out of the sheath, this handle really caught my attention. It is beautifully made. It is incredibly ergonomic, incredibly comfortable, very high traction rubber up here, and it just fits perfectly in my hand. I feel like even if this thing was completely submerged underwater, I'd have no problem getting a good grip on it and using it effectively without any risk of it slipping out of my hands. And that's hard to say about a lot of knife handles. Now again, unfortunately, this isn't a proper full-fledged review, so I can't really say much more than just first impressions, what I can see, what I can feel with the little bit of use I've had. But I will try and get a more proper review out for you guys in the future. But for now, that's going to have to be it, guys, so I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions about this knife or another knife or anything in general. Please comment down below. And as always, guys, please keep your edges sharp and your mind sharper, and I'll see you in the next one.